Parlakhamundi, the capital of Gajapati district of Odisha, is a panoramic town with a lot of tribal hamlets surrounding it in a district whose population is predominantly tribal. People of these tribal hamlets base their livelihood on minor forest produce and shifting cultivation. The slash, burn, cultivate agriculture yields poor rewards, and minor forest produce that tribals sell do not fetch much either. Water is a scarce resource which decides the year of subsistence and the year of starvation. Water is not properly harnessed or properly used for most efficient cultivation, production and consumption. Instead, when the rains come, water erodes the land and runs off to the sea. In the non-rainy season, it is a long trek to fetch just about a pot of drinking water. All in all, it is an unhappy situation requiring much remedial action. Women suffer most from this kind of a situation. Women find that if their time is taken up by fetching a pot of water, they have no time for livelihood yielding any kind of income. The topic of finding a homemade solution to the drinking water problem engages the attention of the self-help group of Gothai Hamlet, formed to enhance the livelihood possibilities of women. However, this requires resources beyond the capacity of the self-help group. They decide to approach a village development committee, a representative body of male and female members of the village. The issue is discussed in detail in a meeting of the Village Development Committee with representatives of SHG sitting in. They decide the perennial resource from which to draw the water and design the project to work on gravity flow basis. They also decide to approach the local NGO IWD, which is also Indo-Swiss NRM program Odisha partner NGO, for advice and further inputs. Now, a further meeting of the community, SHG, the Village Development Committee, with NRMPO partner NGO is arranged to discuss the issue. At this meeting, it was decided that the NGO will arrange to raise the required resources from SDC Intercooperation through NRMPO to complete the project of bringing drinking water to the hamlet. It was agreed that the project will be completely executed by the community labour. Simultaneously, Intercooperation through its partner transferred funds to the committee's bank account. It also provided needed technical support by sending a team of engineers from AFPRO. The entire scheme was devised to work on the gravitational flow of water. A retaining dam is built across the rivulet, identified as the source of perennial water. The water is led across to the hamlet through a pipeline, and a water tank is built to store the water for supply to the hamlet. Now, both humans and animals have separate arrangement for drinking water.
एते कारकुते से रतन सिंह जाय की पानी गिनालो एते सुविधा तिला ए जरो को पानी आनी की एमती बे सुविधा ला गदे बापाय पाबडा बापाय पी बापाय सब हेले फिला मा जाके गदे बापाय पाडा बापाय बे भोला ला
farmers have brought more lands under cultivation. They have also been able to increase the productivity of existing crops as well as introduce new vegetable crops as water is available for irrigation now. Thus, the women of the hamlet Gothai were able to get water on tap at the hamlet itself. The community at Gothai had thus planned this project, implemented it, and are now maintaining it efficiently. The villagers at Sabara faced a different problem. When the rains come, they not only bring water, but they also erode the hilly area of the fertile topsoil. So, they conceived a series of check dams that can trap silt and moisture at a higher level on the hillsides. This increased the soil fertility, freed the soil from moisture shocks, and enabled percolation of water to the subsoil. This also ensured perenniality of the tank downstream. Many such projects have been executed by the tribal community. They have also built irrigation channels from perennial sources directly leading to fields.
NRM project रे से बंध पाई 1,50,000 देले बंध तैयार कलु ये बंधर पानी जो तेणु करी आम ये माछ चाष भी करि पारिबु कोनोसी पनीपरिबा चाष भी करि पारिबु सब दिन पाई पानी रहले तो आमे पनीपरिबा चाष करि पारिबु.
Water is the limiting factor in producing more. If water is not there, nothing can be produced. With this in mind, water conservation in situ is a major objective. For this, the runoff water is trapped by building check dams at all points of the flow of water. This has ensured percolation of water, prevented desilting and denudation of soil, and preserved moisture in the downstream fields.
बंध नथियार पोखरी नथियार आ कमिटी रहिलु 7 जणिया कमिटी आमे काम तयारिली एमानो काम तयारी काम देखिली सरपंच आस्थिबार सेक्रेटरी आस्थिबार आसिक देखुथिबार दिन बेले डेरी हे जाई पारे हे जिबार हे गेले हमरो 80,000 टंका ए काम पई लागिला.
The community adopted integrated water resource development approach with emphasis on protection, conservation, provision and utilization of water resources. They have undertaken massive plantation work and checked the cutting and selling of wood to protect the perennial source of water as well as reduce the water runoff, thus taking care of the environment. They have also made provision of water for their livestock and are using surplus water for irrigation to increase the existing crop productivity as well as to bring more wasteland under cultivation. The village development committees have also taken responsibility for the maintenance of the resources and undertaking regular monitoring and cleaning of water tank. Youth are also being trained on plumbing to repair and maintain the water infrastructure that has been created. A new culture of the community maintaining the community assets that have been created by collecting contribution from the community has also developed. NRMPO staff are also making the community aware on the hygiene and sanitation aspects.
So, is a very important issue of water. So, water mostly it helps the community, both men and women, when water comes to their doorstep through gravity flow. Now SHG members are sitting in the local market and selling their product.
SDC Inter-Cooperation and their NGO associates have left no stone unturned to let the tribal and backward community, Dalits, take things into their own hands and chart a bold new path on their own. Problems remain, and when one problem is solved, another takes its place. But what is reassuring is that this disadvantaged community is undaunted and ever ready to face the new challenges in enhancing their livelihood prospects. The empowerment processes have built tremendous confidence in them. Community-based institutions, SHG, VDC, have played a big role in increasing viable livelihood and community development. But even more, they have raised visions of a self-motivated, self-funded and self-sustained development across the board. Thus, when you find meetings like this in our rural areas, rest assured that a future is in the making.
Yeah.